तक आ जाएगा? आ जाए. Like I said, we didn't anticipate all of you coming, or most of you coming. ठीक है, no problem. अभी आपका क्या होगा? क्या कराना है बोलो? सब कुछ पॉसिबल है. आप जो चाहेंगे वही होगा. Sheet. Check the Telegram group. Good afternoon, Jindal, Akhlaq, Shrishti, Saptashri Majumdar. This was talking about Saptashri 7. It started now. Hi Nisha, Abhi, Ronak. Okay, so all of you, welcome to Current Affairs Editorial Analysis Session. Okay. Yes, I'll share that, Archana. We'll put it up on the Telegram group. Some problem with my mic? Am I audible to all of you online? Problem है किसमें? Am I audible to all of you online? Yashvardhan, Gaurav, Bhavani, little noise. Last time ये हुआ था, आप लोग ऐसे कर रहे हो देखो.
India is
Just give us a few minutes. Is it okay now? Online students? Is it okay now? Jindal, Akhlaq, Gaurav, Bhavani, Shraddha. As in the last one? Is it not better now? I think we adjusted something. Okay. रैंडम कर रहे हो, एक बार किसी से पूछ लो. Yes, I'm not audible yet. I switched off. Adjusting some of the parameters. Is it okay now? Fine, Archana. इसमें रखो ना. Let me see. गौरव, अभी ठीक है. श्रद्धा, सत्यम, अनुराग नायक. My voice is still low. डालो दोबारा. Fine. Jindal says background noise. Hello, Avinash. Yes, sure, yeah, just starting. Wait. लास्ट टाइम भी यही हुआ था. पूछो इसको, फिर इसको नीतीश को बोलो, वो डाल देंगे सिस्टम और यहाँ ज्वाइन कर लें. ऐसे मत डालो ना, they have to register themselves. पूछ लो एक बार उनको. So some of you have not registered. Okay, I'm sharing the link with you. You can register and enter the platform. YouTube में दिक्कत हो रही है. अक्षय, Kritika, either use your headphone or I will share the link with you, register and enter from there. Okay, fine. I know we've tried that. Yes, there's no problem on the platform. हाँ राहुल, वही करेंगे हम लोग. Yes, Shaurya, after telling also they do the same thing. Okay, ठीक है. We'll share the link with all of you on the YouTube. And you join the platform. You register yourself and join the platform. It is clear there. Okay, fine, I'm starting off. It's late now. Now listen, to all of you, this is the objective is editorial. But before I enter editorial, I'm trying to set your process for the current affairs. कि आप current affairs कैसे पढ़ेंगे? How will you study current affairs for the entire year 23-24? आप कैसे पढ़ेंगे? Now see, what are the mistakes you do in the current affairs? एक mistake ये होता है that you go chasing too many sources. ठीक है? आप सब source में completion नहीं कर सकते. You must keep your eye on the sources. For example, I have only 1 hour in the day to study newspaper. But what I do is, I keep an eye on the Hindu, on the Express, on Economic Times. I also have access to some online newspapers. Okay, Microsoft का MSN है, Mint वाला है, NDTV के news channels हैं. But मेरे पास 1 घंटा ही है. So what I quickly do is, I know कि 1 घंटे में I cannot read more than 3 or 4 articles. So it's not that I will read entire Hindu, then I read entire Economic Times, then I read entire Mint. ऐसे नहीं होता है. And go after 2 or 3 sources. उससे आप filter करो कि I will do only this or for this today. So now that type of sourcing we are doing for you already. Take up anyone's, all institutes have their magazines. And I think there is nothing really good or bad in any of them. All of them are good. All of them are managed well. आपको जो ठीक लगता है आप follow करें. But my recommendation to you is, because I will want you to study with me. So follow our gazette. Not to say that we are the only source. Not to say that we are the best source. All of them, you have got, all institutes have their monthly magazines. All of them have their daily snippets. आप कोई एक source, because वो लोग source कर दे रहे हैं आपके लिए. So one mistake you do is, you go after too many sources. Limit this to maybe 1, 2 or 3 sources and be selective. I'll explain how. ये एक mistake है. The second mistake that you do is, you are reading only the processed material. This is a mistake. देखो, at the end of the day, UPSC examination demands that you are thinking individuals. आप सोच पा रहे हैं, आप correlate कर पा रहे हैं, आप inference निकाल पा रहे हैं. Okay. And if you do not learn this, you cannot clear your current affairs or issues. It also impacts your CSAT. I've seen students struggle कि सर comprehension हमसे होता नहीं है. Comprehension सीखने का यही तरीका है, that you do your reading on your own. So my recommendation here is okay, that if, just for a random sake, if there are 10 issues in news, okay, 6 or 7 issues go for compilation, and at least 3 to 4 ones you must do proper study from the proper source. आप 10 का 10 compilation ना पढ़ें. जैसे हम the way we teach you in optional and GS classes, हम पढ़ा रहे हैं आपको, but we also tell you कि open the textbooks now. मैंने पढ़ा लिया, समझा दिया, अब किताब खोलो आप लोग. So if you do only process studies, process material, you will never develop the analytical mind. The problem is, अगर आप 10 का 10 करोगे on your own, फिर आपका coverage नहीं हो पाएगा. So there are two things in your current affairs. One is the coverage thing, कि मेरे पास I should have coverage, and the second is I must also develop depth in understanding what I study. तो हम balance करेंगे इसको. So some will be compilation based, जिसको मैंने compile कर दिया. I have done it for you. I have done the jottings. I have the bullets for you. ये ले लो, रट्टा मार लो. But आपको ये काम छोड़ना नहीं है. You have to ready. You have to study on your own. That's what I'm trying today. I'll give an article to you. हम बोलेंगे आप इसको पढ़ो, and I'll some exercise होगा जो आप करेंगे आप लोग. So first mistake I said is, do not go after too many sources. And number 2, you should not study processed material alone. The third mistake you do is that you do not take proper notes. अब देखो ये notes का ना एक तरीका होता है. Some notes should be on the source itself. I have a magazine with me. उसी magazine में मैंने jotting कर दिया. And some notes must be separate. Some notes must be thematic notes. मेरे पास एक file है. I put all the articles and current affairs of border issues in one file. I put all the news of India neighborhood in one file. I put all the news of Indo-Pacific in one file. We call this as thematic notes making. Most of you, what you do is, you do date wise. आज का date 25th, there is one news on education, one news on women, one news in forest, one news on water, one news on IR. Next day, one news probably on some conflicts. The second news probably is on resources. The third news probably is climate change. The fourth news probably is some issues of agriculture. The third day, फिर एक water पे है, फिर एक IR पे है. So what you're doing is, आप compile तो कर रहे हो, but you will not be able to link the topics across the days. So date-wise compilation is a bad strategy. Okay, so I'll teach this to you also. Your notes should be thematic notes. आपको क्वेश्चन मिला, write something on forest issues. Take out your forest folder. उसी से सारा देखकर पढ़ के write your answers. Okay, so this is one mistake. The fourth mistake that you do is, now this I think is a very big mistake. Somehow, for whatever reasons, you think you must study the news of the day the same day. आज का newspaper 25th है. Okay, आज ही आप पढ़कर आप notes बना लेते हो. Say there's some news, for example, there's some news on cyclones today. Okay, आज news आया, आपने notes बना लिया. कल एक और news आया, फिर cyclones पे, फिर आपने notes बना लिया. After 3-4 days, एक और news cyclones पे आया, फिर बना लिया आपने. And then you realize, यार ये article was not really very good. The actual good article probably fourth वाला news था, but you have wasted so many days, no? So you should not have the compulsion कि आज का news आज करें हम लोग. Okay, let that news cook first. Let the issue develop first. वो बन जाए ढंग से. Okay, say G20. For the last 4 months, हर दिन आ रहा है ना, G20 पे आ रहा है. Okay, अब हर दिन notes बना रहे हो आप लोग. So अच्छा है, wait for 15 days, 1 week. Let all the development compile into some issue first, a good article, read that. Wait for 1 month, let all the development cook first, becomes a good summary. Read that article and make your notes. So my recommendation is, smart is have week lag and a month lag in preparation. मतलब ये है, month of May में आप April का पढ़ाई करो. Okay, this week do the last week का study. So what happened then is you not have that tension of कि आज का पेपर पढ़ा नहीं है, आज कुछ छूट गया. That's another very big concern for all of you here. So the mistake is okay, study daily. हम तो मना नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप हर दिन पढ़ो. But no need to study the same day's article. आज last week article करो. 25th of May में you can do the article of maybe 10th of May. On 26th of May, do the article of say 11th of May. और तसल्ली से करो. You're having an idea, okay, and you can progress that way. So you need not have that आज का आज ही कर लेना है. Your convenience, your time. On some days मत करो. Okay, on one day, sit on Thursday, I'm not studying on Monday, on Tuesday. So बैठो Wednesday and do the articles of 2 days. This is one mistake you do. Okay. Now another mistake you guys do is your focus is largely on coverage alone. तो आज 5 न्यूज था, आज 10 न्यूज है और सब हम कर लेते हैं. That's the wrong way. Coverage will come later on. सबसे पहले इशू को समझने का कोशिश करो. You must spend 4-5 months first grounding yourself on those issues first. Say, if I understand the concept of what security is, if I understand the concept of maritime strategy of India, if I can appreciate India's role in Indo-Pacific issues, इसके बाद आप मुझे अगर 20 आर्टिकल भी पढ़ाते हो ना, पकड़ा देते हो, I will read very fast because my conceptual base is done. आप लोग conceptual base पे कभी फोकस ही नहीं करते हो. It's always a mad rush कि ये 10 आर्टिकल पढ़ लें, वहां से 5 आर्टिकल पढ़ लें. फिर ये कंपाइलेशन में 120 आर्टिकल्स हैं. हर वीक छपता है. 50 आर्टिकल्स, 70 आर्टिकल्स, और आइडिया है कि सब उल्टा लें. You will never enjoy the process. एक चीज याद रखो, करंट अफेयर इज समथिंग, इफ यू डोंट एंजॉय इट, अगर आपको इमर्शन नहीं है, आपका करंट अफेयर कभी अच्छा नहीं होने वाला. करंट अफेयर इज more like an addiction thing where you must have a sense of efficacy. आप मुझे कोई आर्टिकल पढ़ा दो on any issue, okay, I'll spend some time, scan it, then think about it. Okay, oh ये issues हैं, then I read, I can appreciate why is he saying this, I can link very fast. So for the appreciation, ये जो coverage alone is a bad strategy. Please spend time in appreciating the issues. इसका पता है मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट लिटमस टेस्ट क्या है? आर्टिकल पढ़ते पढ़ते ना कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाएगा. You start smiling. Oh, this is what they are saying. Okay, you can have a very strong connect with. Oh yes, this is what I was thinking all the time. अगर वो फीलिंग नहीं आ रहा है, where you can connect, where you can smile. Oh, I understand these things. Okay, where some information actually surprises you. अच्छा, I had thought like this. This is what it's saying. अगर इमोशन वाला एलिमेंट नहीं आ रहा है, your current affairs is a very bland preparation. आपको थका देगा ये. You cannot enjoy. So the difference is that do not read, do not cover current affairs. Study and enjoy current affairs. और स्टडी इंजॉय में यू मस्ट नॉट हैव दैट बल्क वाला ऑब्जेक्टिव. अभी धीरे धीरे करते हैं. इफ आई गिव अ टारगेट कि आपको एक महीने में आपको 10 से 15 एडिटोरियल पढ़ना है. It looks manageable or very difficult? पूरे महीने में 15 पढ़े. सर 15 नहीं होता है. मैं कहा 5 कर पाओगे? 5 करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Let the 5 grow into 7. Third month में the 7 grows into 10. Fourth month में the 10 grows to 15. That's better. ना कि हर दिन आप 3 आर्टिकल पढ़ रहे हो और कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा. And you're stressed out. End of the month, so I have done 70 articles, लेकिन कुछ याद नहीं है, ना कुछ समझ में आ रहा. That's a bad strategy. और देखा जाए, your current affairs broadly is not more than 20 से 30 themes. अगर 20-30 थीम आपका वर्टिकल सेट हो गया, you will manage it. ठीक है. So our focus will be appreciating the issues. और appreciation, remember, सुन के नहीं होने वाला. That a teacher is teaching और आप सुन रहे हो, इसमें कुछ आपका नहीं होने वाला. I know classes run for 2 to 3 hours together, and the teacher is running PPTs और आपने कभी पहले खुद पढ़ा ही नहीं है. Like, you can't appreciate that. You're listening to YouTube lectures. Okay, उसमें क्या याद होता होगा यार? When I see a YouTube lecture, until I know the concept well, I will keep on pausing, rewind, pause, rewind, pause, rewind. I lose interest. If I know the idea very well, then I'll quickly listen through. ये पता, this is a smart one. I'll pause it there. So your YouTube-based study is a bad study. Remember this. The YouTube जो strategy है, it's largely on acquiring subscriptions. कि आप हमारा enroll हो जाओ, come and join us. Okay, so that is not the way current affair is done. और current affairs के लिए, if you ask me, you should not be joining a course here, but become a part of a regular and organized study. So current affairs आपको कोई पढ़ा नहीं सकता until you take interest. Okay, so my idea is study on your own, will support you there, and importantly, enjoy the process. तो इसीलिए हमने क्या किया है, what we have done is, we have made a schedule for you. All of you have the schedule here? Okay. अगर नहीं है, take a copy from some place. Let me explain, and I will want, देखो, अगर आप लोग convinced हो with the schedule, then please do not look left, right. Then do not go to 120 sources. Just be with the process we define for you. You can all see the board, all of you, online students. Okay. So what we do is, number one, every Friday, okay, for 1.5 hours, we will quickly compile the weekly developments. But I expect आप वो पढ़ के आया करें. और कहां से पढ़ोगे आप? The source I am recommending is, because you are with us, you please refer to our Gazette. Gazette is a daily compilation of current affairs and news published by Edukemy. आपको करना है क्या है? Go to the Edukemy website. There is a resource section. Resource section में current affairs है. Click that. You can download the PDF. You can read on the screen also. It's free of cost. And everyday basis पे थोड़ा सा आंख रखा करो उस पे. What's happening? A quick jottings, not more than 1 hour. Okay. Maximum on some days, maybe 2 hours. वैसे भी हम सिर्फ 5 दिन छापते हैं. Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, we do not have any new publication out. Okay. So you will keep to the Gazette development, and every Friday, okay, we will compile that for you in the class. आप आए, take some notes, make some jottings, we'll teach some concepts, and we will map those articles to the current affairs, plus we'll map it with the previous year's questions. ये एक बहुत important skill है. तो आज आपको पता चलेगा कि article, when you're reading it, you should be able to anticipate what type of questions will be asked. Not randomly सब कुछ नहीं पढ़ देना आपको. ये जो है, ये भी skill आता है. By reading previous year's questions, by practicing answers, you get a hang of how the questions can be framed. So my recommendation, और ये free चलता है हमारे यहाँ पर, for all, of course, the enrolled students here. Your work will be, number one is, लिख लीजिए please. The first work is keep track of the daily gazette. It need not be a thorough, detailed study. जरूरत नहीं है. Whatever you can, keep a regimen of 1 घंटा, maximum 2 hours maybe, if you want to on some days, and quickly do some jottings. If you can take a printout, या फिर आप अगर पढ़ रहे हो on your tab, make underlinings there itself and file it up. Wait for the Friday compilation to happen for you. आपने पढ़ लिया, आपने कुछ समझा, उसमें कुछ टेस्ट क्वेश्चंस भी होंगे, then you come to the class and we'll quickly revise it for you. And my instruction is the class should not be more than 1.5 hours. और मेरा इंटेंशन वहां पर 100% coverage है नहीं. There could be 20 news, but I will teach you only 7 of them. ठीक है? So we will do the weekly current affairs. Then what we do is based on the week. Now अब आपका actual पढ़ाई होगा. Based on the weekly, we will give you a current affairs test every Saturday. Okay, 20 questions का test होगा. आप वो solve करो, and based on those questions, go back and revise the gazette. You'll have a summary also. You'll also have some explanations on the answers. But on a regular basis, I want the current affair test to happen on a regular basis. So ये आपका okay 3 important agenda है. On daily basis 1.5 hours. On some day maybe 2 hours. The second agenda is you will do Friday wala class very well. Okay, attend the class, then go back to your room and dedicate the Friday for revising the weekly current affairs. And what I will do is I will teach the Friday में the gazette of the previous week. जैसे ये Friday जो आपका कल होगा, ये हम last week का कराएंगे gazette. तो आपके पास बहुत time है इसकी. You don't have to be hurried every day. Okay. The next week I will do this week's gazette. ठीक है? All of you fine here? I'm keeping 1 week of lag. And the following Saturday, the next day, we will do a bit of testing there. Test में ध्यान रखना, what type of questions are asked. Because it is not the article, it is basically how to study the article that's more important. इस article से क्या पूछ सकता है, वो आपको पता होना चाहिए. Not mechanically mugging of facts. So dedicate the Friday for current affairs, some bit of Saturday for current affairs, and that's good enough for now. अच्छा. The next what we'll do is, अब आपको मैंने एक दिन दे दिया है as monthly compilation. यहाँ देखो आप, say 13th of June, okay, we will have in the month of June we will have the compilation of month of May. ठीक है? So month of May में all the gazette plus maybe we have missed something. हम सब इकट्ठा करके आपको बता देंगे कि month of May में these were the important issues, of which I am sure we would have covered 70%. And with the compilation, you quickly have to read whatever source you want to read out. हम जो क्या करेंगे? Everyday basis पे 1 hour, on a weekly basis some compilation, और जो छूट जाएगा we'll do at the end. This compilation I will give you. Because I know आप struggle करोगे, 10 जगह ढूंढोगे, you are struggling, but I will not teach all the news to you. हम बता देंगे कि हमने आपको पढ़ा दिया है, okay, 20-30, ये और 10 हमने पढ़ाया नहीं है, आप अपने आप देखो. We'll compile for you there. So you have got weekly compilation, you have got monthly compilation with 1 month का backlog. Plus, we have an editorial day. आपका आज editorial day है. On the editorial day, okay, we will give you 2 editorials for doing in the class. Plus what I'll do is, for the last month, हम आपको पकड़ा देंगे 13, 14, 15 editorials. So in the month of May, I'm helping you cover the editorials of month of April. Just keep pace with me, that's all. तो आपको हर दिन उठाने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्या नहीं, because I mean, any case, you alone, okay, definitely feel a challenge. I have a team of 7 people with me. वो 10 चीज देख रहे हैं, इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं, and all those editorials are published in our Edukemy. तो हम बस Edukemy का दे देंगे लिंक, आपको पूरे महीने में 10, 12 या 15 करना, एडिटोरियल करना है. And again, don't feel stressed out. It's possible that 15 नहीं कर पाया सर, मैं 10 कर पाया. No problem. Sir, I could do only 5. Again, no problem. Because this is not the time to dump information on yourself. अभी आप understanding पे चलो. And trust me, do this for 2 or 3 months. By the time you hit August and September, आपको current affairs में confidence आ जाएगा. You'll know what is cracking current affairs then. I'm waiting for that particular moment. उसके बाद आप सोर्स उठाएंगे और अपने आप पढ़ना शुरू कर देंगे. You'll have no problem there. So you have got weekly compilation of news. You'll have monthly compilation of news. I'll give a list of editorial. यही मैंने आपको दिया है यहाँ पर. Okay. These are not editorials written by me. ये आपके न्यूज़पेपर में आया है. They are published in Indian Express. We are following 6-7 sources. Indian Express, Hindu News, Mint हम देख रहे हैं, Times देख रहे हैं, Business Line देख रहे हैं, Economic Times देख रहे हैं. So I have given the list. For month of April, we have given you 19 editorials. This is not even one every day नहीं है. आप एक दिन में 2 कर सकते हो आराम से. तो 10 दिन में the dirty work is over, right? और हम तो कह रहे हैं 19 ना भी करो. Even if you do 10-12 of them, that's good enough. And as you come to class regularly के basis पे आएंगे, I'll suggest कि find one person to work with. Okay, कि यार 19 editorials हैं, चलो मैं करता हूँ 8-9, तुम कर लो 8-9 मेरे लिए. You give me your summary, I'll give you my summary. और summary कैसे बनाना है, that I will teach you once or twice a month. आज, that is the day we are doing. How to read an article, how to read a editorial news. Yes, Biamin, what's your question? Yes, absolutely. Be slow. Don't be fast यहाँ पर. Be slow, be deliberate, okay, be organized, be a thinking person. Problem with many of you is, the pace is set by somebody else and you are playing catch up. आपसे catch up हो नहीं पाता है. You get nervous, depressed and you have anxiety. You must find your own pace. But जानना ये है कि end of 4-5 months, current affairs कैसे पढ़ा जाता है, you should be in control of that. No, the June month ka compilation we will do in the month of July. I'm keeping 1 month ka lag. We do not have to do the same day. उसमें क्या होगा ना, I will wait. I'll compile all editorials. Then 2 or 3 days my team will search कि ये अच्छा है, ये अच्छा है. We'll ensure that you are covering all themes. Economy cover हो रहा है, IR cover हो रहा है, scientific cover हो रहा है. We're covering social issues. We're covering issues of environment. जो आपको पकड़ने में टाइम लगेगा अभी. So leave that work to me. I will search it, and it is not something to be hidden. हम आपको सबको बांट देंगे. लो पढ़ो इसको. The point is that you must have a sense of good distribution, a sense of balanced coverage, but in-depth study होना चाहिए. Read 5 articles, 10 articles, but very, very thoroughly. Read 1 article a day, but with good amount of depth. और एक बार आप ये skill सीख गए, then from September you can accelerate. From October you can accelerate. My objective is all this work should be over by the month of November. December onwards will put you on a grind for the prelims. Okay, 5-5 घंटे solve कर रहे हैं, analysis कर रहे हैं. You are framing the questions for your friends to solve, and that 5 months will ensure that your prelims is through. Is the strategy fine, all of you? Okay, so compilation, daily coverage, the current affairs test, and the editorial analysis. These are the components of your current affairs. Puranjan, is it okay? Yashwardhan? Yashwardhan, आप newspaper cover कर रहे हो. It's just that I am telling you which article to read, that's all. I'm not saying don't read newspaper. But don't mechanically read newspaper, is my point. तो आप तो, मेरा न्यूज कहां से है, न्यूज़पेपर ही तो है, और कहां से आपको एडिटोरियल जो दे रहे हैं आपको, आई एम गिविंग द एडिटोरियल ओके फ्रॉम द न्यूज़पेपर्स। तो आपको तो पेपर पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा, बट let me choose which article you will read okay for the particular month. No, the test is only MCQ for the sake of understanding the issues. Yes Kritika, you will read daily, but you will read 1 week pehle ka newspaper. That's the strategy. Now there is no late or early. जो पहले न्यूज छूट गया है, दिस इज द ट्रिक ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स अगेन। यू कैन नेवर गो बैक एंड रीड ओल्ड न्यूज। आपके पास जो है आप वही कवर करो। तो स्टार्ट फ्रॉम नाउ, इन द मंथ ऑफ मे वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद अप्रैल, एंड दैट्स गुड इनफ फॉर 1 ईयर। ठीक है, तो डोंट थिंक सर मैं लास्ट ईयर कैसे करना है, जनवरी का जो छूट गया ओवर, यू कैन नॉट डू अबाउट इट, एनीथिंग अबाउट इट। How many months, Pratibha? Why do you ask these questions and trouble yourself? How many months? The questions can be asked from 4 years पहले से भी। अभी आप 1 साल तो करो, that's it. All fine here? Yes, tell me. हम तो डेली बेसिस पे कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कौन कौन सा पढ़ना है हम आपको मंथली बता दिया करेंगे। तो आपके पास जो लिस्ट है अभी, आप इसी को फॉलो करो। जब दोबारा आएंगे 15th ऑफ जून में, हम आपको एक और पकड़ा देंगे लिस्ट ऑफ 15 आर्टिकल्स। आपको क्या 19 आर्टिकल कम लग रहा है क्या? या यू थिंक 19 इज लेस? मैंने बढ़ा देना है, नो प्रॉब्लम देयर। 19 ढंग से करो, इतना ओके बहुत होता है। आप खुद को पूछ के देखो ना, लास्ट 4 महीने में कितना पढ़ाई किया है एडिटोरियल प्रॉपरली? करते नहीं हो और गिल्टी अलग हो जाते हो। किसी ने कह दिया हर दिन 2-2 आर्टिकल करना है, होता नहीं है, एंड ऑफ द मंथ का गिल्टी, कर नहीं पाए हम तो बेकार हैं यार, क्या करेंगे, एंड सो एंड सो। सच है, कम टारगेट रखो और मीट इट। आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट दिस विल कवर एवरीथिंग, बट इतना भी कर लोगे बहुत होता है। डेली कवरेज कर रहे हो, कुछ वीकली कंपाइलेशन हो रहा है, आप वीक टेस्ट दे रहे हो प्लस ये काम कर रहे हो, इससे ज्यादा यार ओके वो बैटमैन कहलाएगा। ओके सुपरमैन बैटमैन हो जाओगे, जरूरत नहीं है, वो बिल्डिंग में कूदते रहोगे बचाने के लोगों को। आर्टिकल्स पढ़ने के बाद याद नहीं रहता, मेरी जान कभी याद रखने की कोशिश भी नहीं किया ना, प्रॉब्लम ये है, याद रखने के रट्टा मारना पड़ता है। अटेम्प्ट द टेस्ट, आई विल सजेस्ट अटेम्प्ट ऑन द वेबसाइट सो दैट आई कैन कीप ट्रैक ऑफ योर परफॉर्मेंस। वो हम नेक्स्ट उठाएंगे आपके लिए। Where can you give the test? एक तो हमारा डेली क्वेश्चन जाता है 5 क्वेश्चंस एवरी डे, और एक वीकली कंपाइलेशन जाता है क्वेश्चंस पे ऑन सैटरडेज। इट्स ऑन द वेबसाइट। I'll call somebody who will show it to you eventually. I'll do that. Sit. ठीक है? So can I move on now? You understood design, all of you? Okay. So now your target is, there are 2 articles I have given you. Take out the article written by Ashok Gulati. Okay? And this is a very important man. ये एग्रीकल्चर साइंटिस्ट हैं, ही इज ऑल्सो प्रो गवर्नमेंट। इनकी बातें गवर्नमेंट सुनता है और ये गवर्नमेंट की सुनते हैं। सो क्वेश्चंस आएगा तो इनके अराउंड काफी आ सकता है, और इनके बातें लिखना मार्क्स मिलेंगे आपको। ठीक है, अशोक गुलाटी इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मैन। He was very pro agriculture reforms, a typical technocrat, okay, and a fairly well read, okay, very popular, okay, writer है। So know these names, okay। इनका आर्टिकल है how to weather proof food security। So now your work is listen to the work, ठीक है। अब मेरा बोलना खत्म होगा, you will start off now। What you will do is, you will read the article, you will underline whatever you think you must underline, and you will also summarize, make your jottings, you will make your synopsis of the article, but this summary should not be more than 1 page. I will want the summary to be less than, okay, 3/4 of your page. ठीक है? In fact, these articles can summarize in even less than half a page. और इसको ऐसे summarize करना so that the article itself रखने की जरूरत नहीं पड़नी चाहिए. After summarization, our agenda is tear off the article and throw it. ये रख रख के अचार बनेगा, कोई फायदा नहीं. ठीक है? I am giving you 45 minutes for this work. इससे ज्यादा मतलब you are wasting your time. So in my watch it is 3:45. Online. Get a copy of the article. अच्छा नहीं मिला है क्या लिंक? Google सर्च कर लो यार, नेट पे पड़ा हुआ है. Right, Ashok Gulati. It was published in Indian Express. How to weather-proof food security. Okay, so we start. 3:45. We'll stop at 4:30. On the higher side. Read the article, underline, jotting, summarize, and I want this summary to be ready. Okay, in 45 minutes. Sindhu, जो समझ में आता है करो. You must start somewhere. Yes, Priyanka. Yes. An article from Indian Express. Start. 15th May का article है. Start off, please. Make your summaries on a fresh sheet and a loose sheet. उसको अलग फाइलिंग करेंगे under agriculture issues. आपके पास ऐसे 20-30 बन जाएंगे फोल्डर्स. Okay, so no notebooks. लूज शीट में समराइज करेंगे. ऊपर डेट लिखो, आर्टिकल का नाम लिखो, अशोक गुलाटी का नाम लिखो. Yes, Shaurya, you can do that. Don't just complete the article. I want it studied, underlined, and a summary ready also. Summary in a form that you know you will not need the article anymore. Impossible है कि हो गया होगा 15 मिनट में, then you're missing something. Yes, Sagar, whatever data you think is relevant, please note that down. Yashwardhan, you can do that also. You can write a list of questions you want to clarify later on. ठीक है? One technique of reading this article says, treat the article more like a comprehension passage. You need not know all the terms of economy. ये कुछ समझ में आएगा, कुछ मिस, but comprehension, think of कि English का comprehension test है और आपको ये दिया गया passage. The questions will be asked from the passage itself. Those of you are done with the first article, we still have 15 minutes more. So you can start reading the second article then. But the first ones, don't hurry. You still have 15 minutes more. Use the time wisely. इसका हो चुका है, summarization done. The other article we have given is an article by C. Raja Mohan. How strategic convergence between US, UAE, Saudi Arabia and India can help Delhi. This also, I believe, is from Indian Express. You can confirm once. आप यही गूगल सर्च करो, मिल जाएगा नेट में. या शौर्य. Jindal, Saptarishi, if you have done, please move towards second article. We still have another 10 minutes to go for the first one. And you can start reading the second article. C. Raja Mohan's. Am I audible to all of you? Yes. Jindal, Sid, Yashwardhan Singh, Kritika Ranjan. Am I audible to you? Okay. Done? Take it, just 2 more minutes. Just 2-3 minutes left. Okay, fine then. Let's get started now. Online students, are you done, all of you? Online students? Yes? Okay, fine. Okay, fine, fine. ठीक है. Okay, so here is the exercise now. ठीक है, एक आर्टिकल ही बताया था मैंने आपको अभी. We'll take it slowly, gradually. ठीक है, Vishal, you finish it eventually. Okay. Now, you must be aware of 2-3 things. Okay. First is, there is one mindset students have, कि I will read the article only after I have understood the concepts. Which means many of you are waiting कि पहले economy पूरा पढ़ लेंगे. You understand all inflation, what is buffer stock, what is monetary policy, what is fiscal policy, what is open market operations. हम सब पढ़ने के बाद में we will do economy. Don't do that. I mean, that is in an ideal state. Okay. So you will have to learn lot of economy, lot of environment, lot of IR even before they have been taught in the class. So उसमें क्या आपको mindset चाहिए is read the articles like they are English comprehension passages. So if somebody who understands English well, he could be a class 10 student, 11th class का student या 9th class का student. or anybody else who is well educated, मैंने article पकड़ा देना है, can you read, understand or not? Forget about the nuances of technical terms. So my suggestion is, you will never have the confidence कि आपने एक section को control कर लिया है. Ideally, to control a section, you require 1 or 2 months of class, but plus at least 1 or 2 months of additional work invested. Then you can say, oh, I am in control of polity. I am in control of environment. Which means it will become 2025, not even 24. So आप उसके लिए wait नहीं करेंगे. So I'm sure many of you in the class have not begun economy, or if you have done economy, it's possible you lack the confidence. हम बोलेंगे फिर भी आप पढ़ो. Treat the article more like an English comprehension passage. I'm sure आपने ऐसे passages देखा होगा CSAT में. You have got no clue of psychology. एक article होगा psychology पे. You have got no clue whatsoever, probably of some conflicts in some corner of Central Asia. उस पे एक article लिखा होगा. Some passage probably on philosophical topics of happiness. Okay, और आप philosophy के student नहीं हो, लेकिन article होगा. So treat the article more like an English comprehension passage, which means you must read very carefully. Maybe you don't understand. Okay, कि इसका मीनिंग क्या है, बट आप पढ़ोगे समझ जाओगे, ओ दिस लुक्स लाइक दीज आर द रीजंस फॉर दिस. ओके, आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन, बट आर्टिकल पढ़ के लग रहा है कि अच्छा इन दिस आर्टिकल द रीजंस आर 1, 2 and 3, लेकिन मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या चीज है. So I want that approach in your reading and your studying of the articles. ठीक है? That's one. The second is you should not be preserving articles. Maybe एक आध article ऐसे आ जाएगा in 1 month or 2 months, which is a very nice article, you want to preserve it. Otherwise, in most instances, you must discard the article, the source, and rely only on the jottings that you have made. So आपके jottings thorough होने चाहिए, plus very brief, very concise. ऐसा jottings करो कि article फेंकने के बाद भी the jottings are good enough to answer any question from the passage like a comprehension. The third thing, now see, there are two types of information here. One information is typically comprehension based. ये पैराग्राफ मैंने पढ़ा, इसी में आंसर है. The paragraph has the detailed analysis and I write it down. The second type of content is understanding type. Understanding may be partly from your own education, partly from your own understanding, partly from studying things beyond this. आपको दोनों करना होगा jottings. So I will ask you questions now, some of which will be comprehension based and some will be based on understanding. It's possible आपको पता नहीं है answer, but think on those lines please. ठीक है? So let's start off. Now what you do is keep the article aside. आप article नहीं देखेंगे अब. जैसे jotting नहीं किया है, then you realize your jotting was important. Yes, Shaurya, अगर jottings लिया है, which means you think it is important, you have to memorize. Okay, so what you note as jottings in your sheets has to be memorized. Okay, so write the first question and see, I want the answer in the comprehension passage form. As in, आप अपना दिमाग नहीं रखाना, जो लिखा है passage में आप वही लिखेंगे आप. Okay, all of you fine? Online students? All good? The first question is, what are the factors that affect food inflation in India? What are the factors that affect food inflation in India? बताओ. The answer must have very clearly, okay, 5 reasons. बताओ क्या क्या है? 1, 2, 3, 4. And see the summary and write the answer. I don't want to create the answer. अब summary देखो, but article नहीं देखोगे आप. Write down. What are the reasons for food inflation in India? Don't give me one word, one phrase. Write down all the 5 reasons. अगर 5 नहीं, और ये comprehension है, okay? आपको article में पता होना चाहिए था 1, 2, 3, 4 numbering करके. What are the 5 reasons? इन्फ्लेशन, आरबीआई फिस्कल पॉलिसी, ये तो मना कर रहा है यार. ये तो The reasons are, one is droughts. You all must have mentioned this. और drought से link कर सकते हो climatic issues like El Nino. ये एक ही में आएगा. Number 2 will be supply chain disruptions, like we have in case of pandemic. Okay. The third is supply chain disruptions because of, okay, the Russian-Ukraine war. ये भी mentioned है. Okay. Fourth reason क्या है? Fourth is your tariffs on the imports. ये बाद में लिखा गया है. Okay, that's one reason why the price of some of the milk product increases. ठीक है? Because of the tariff on the milk imports. ठीक है? And the fifth one is dumping issues. Fine, all of you? तो आपको ये उठा लेना चाहिए था from the article itself. अगर मिस कर रहे, and they must be in your, okay, in your summary sheet. Okay, second, yeah? Dumping वाला जो है. Yes. Next question. Now this question is example of facts उठाना है comprehension level पे. Second is, do you think the author is optimistic about controlling food inflation? The author is optimistic about controlling food inflation. Explain. Yes है तो explain, no है तो explain. So this is an example of comprehension plus some understanding beyond. You must read between the lines. कुछ words होगा. Okay? आप बता सकते हो कौन कौन सा वर्ड है कि लग रहा है कि पॉसिबल है, नहीं पॉसिबल है? कुछ कहा है इन्होंने? पहले ही बताया है कि इट्स कमेंडेबल, इट इज एन अचीवमेंट, इट इज टू बी सेलिब्रेटेड. ये सेड इट इज डूएबल ऑल्सो. ठीक है? तो ये तो इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज से पकड़ रहे हैं. ही इज ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, एंड देन हिज ऑप्टिमिज्म ऑल्सो कम्स फ्रॉम द सजेशन ही इज गिविंग. राइट? ओके. ऑप्टिमिज्म इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ बफर स्टॉक्स हमारे पास है, राइस का भी है और व्हीट का भी है, बफर स्टॉक है. Optimism from, we have a good margin, he says, in reducing our tariffs. Yeah, he says that. Yeah. Yes, the third paragraph from the last. ठीक है? और बताओ, एक और ऑप्टिमिज्म का रीजन भी है. He says एल नीनो बता तो दिया गया है, बट कोई जरूरी नहीं है एल नीनो will result in a drought. It's possible that the IOD can play some, okay, favorable circumstances. Yeah, so without knowing what IOD is, you just know it's a phenomena. Okay, all major droughts have been because of El Nino, but not all El Ninos have resulted in droughts, correct? Which means we can be optimistic that this year शायद अगर El Nino है भी, okay, it's possible IOD can counter it. That's all. This is your comprehension, reading between the lines, joining the paragraphs. Why is he optimistic control? एक और क्वेश्चन लिखो. कौन सा वाला? नहीं, ये तो ऑप्टिमिज्म नहीं है. Okay, this is about that even if it's late, let's do it. ऑप्टिमिज्म की हम कंट्रोल कर लेंगे. ये तो क्या है, अर्जेंसी है. The last statement is more on urgency rather than कि हो जाएगा टाइप्स. ओके, एक और क्वेश्चन है. Another question is, Now this is understanding based question. Why do you think monetary and fiscal policy alone, monetary and fiscal policy alone, on their own cannot manage food inflation? पहले बताओ इस आंसर में, okay, what is an example of a fiscal policy and what's an example of a monetary policy? Tell me. एक मिनट, yeah, come again, एक मिनट. Import duty is monetary policy. पहले मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी क्या है और फिस्कल पॉलिसी क्या है, इसमें बहुत क्लियर होना चाहिए डिफरेंस. व्हाट इज मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी एंड व्हाट इज फिस्कल पॉलिसी? पहले ये बता सकते हो, जितने एग्जाम्पल्स दिए गए हैं ये क्या पॉलिसीज हैं? बफर स्टॉक मैनेजमेंट, ओके, टॉकिंग अबाउट द ड्यूटीज जो हैं, ये सब क्या पॉलिसीज हैं? मॉनेटरी पॉलिसीज आर दोस एट माय लेवल which are controlled by RBI and the banking, okay, say norms. बढ़ाना इंटरेस्ट रेट, घटाना इंटरेस्ट रेट, okay, you're talking about बैंक रेट्स, रिपो रेट्स, बॉन्ड का रेट्स, जो RBI करता है कंट्रोल और जो गवर्नमेंट करता है कंट्रोल. वन एग्जाम्पल इज whatever it's done in the budget is an example of a fiscal policy. In this article, only fiscal policies are discussed. Right? Buffer stock, fiscal policy है. Okay. Talking about tariffs, बढ़ाना है, घटाना है, वो fiscal policy है. Open market operations are also fiscal policies. जो भी आप FCI वगैरह करा रहे हो, सारा fiscal policy है. What he's saying is, the article का basically thrust ये है कि if you look at our control of inflation, okay, you will see more examples of monetary policy management where RBI controls things. एक RBI का target है ना, it must not cross 6% types, ठीक है? So that is monetary. This article says कि ये monetary policies help नहीं करेगा on its own. ठीक कर सकता है, but fiscal policy को साथ में लेना पड़ेगा. Okay, so it is not only monetary policy and only, okay, fiscal policy to control. Yes. तो आप इसको लिखेंगे. Why does he think so? So इसका ये issue है that a food issue जो है, this is directly related to supply and demand of the food products. Okay, food issues are related to the supply chain. आप इसका बढ़ा के इंटरेस्ट, घटा के इंटरेस्ट, बैंकिंग रेट्स से बहुत ज्यादा इंपैक्ट नहीं पड़ने वाला. अगर डिमांड ज्यादा है, सप्लाई कम है, your increase will happen no matter what. हार्वेस्ट खराब हो गया, your price will increase. If there's dumping going on, it will impact the prices, which means okay, फूड इन्फ्लेशन के लिए आपको सप्लाई चेन का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. That's why, okay, the monetary policy alone can't help. Fiscal लेना पड़ेगा, and the solutions are in terms of the fiscal policy. So what I will want is, back in your room, आप इसको समझा के लिखेंगे आप. Okay, there is a bit of understanding plus a bit of comprehension. अगर आप comprehension से जाओगे तभी आप लिख लोगे आप आंसर को. Why fiscal and why monetary will not suffice? Okay, so there is one sentence here. It says, look at the 5th paragraph from bottom. Okay, it says here, okay, that to tame cereal inflation we have to use buffer stocking policy more proactively. Okay, this would be much more effective than any monetary policy instrument. So buffer stock ka jo policy hai, that is an example of a fiscal policy. The government controls, the budget will control this. Okay, our food programs will control this. An example, कि अगर आपको concept नहीं भी पता है, आप between the line पढ़ के जान लेंगे कि this is fiscal and not monetary. ठीक है? The answers are in the article itself. Okay, fine. Now back to your next question. Next question is, what is the most critical component of managing overall inflation and why? What is the most critical component of managing overall inflation and why? आपके नोट्स में है कहीं पर? What is the most important component of managing overall? So overall inflation CPI में, okay, food and beverage has the maximum weightage. Okay, manage that. That's the most important one. यहीं पर लिखा है. Okay, last paragraph on the first page. Okay, food beverage 45.6. Okay, percentage weightage hai. Okay, managing this. Okay, and this component of inflation cannot be managed only through monetary. And it says the most critical to taming the overall inflation. It's there in your article is my point. ठीक है? अब now understanding question है ये वाला. Question लिखो आप. What is the rationale? What is the rationale of food and beverages having a weightage of 45.6% in Indian CPI? What's the rationale of food and beverage having a weightage of 45.86% in Indian CPI, which is the highest of amongst the G20 countries? And what does this tell us about our economy? Maybe all of you can't answer this, but some of you could try this. क्या मतलब है कोई global standard तो नहीं है. There is no global standard that food beverage should be 46% of CPI weightage, not required. But India में maximum है. Why? Is it justified, not justified? And what does this tell us? Anybody? अब देखो, एक मिनट. अब देखो, जब आर्टिकल पढ़ रहे हैं ना, ऐसे कुछ क्वेश्चंस आएंगे मन में. Okay? The answer to which article में नहीं होगा. You must sit down and do a bit of research. But पता तो होना चाहिए कि research करना क्या है. Okay? Just reading the article won't suffice. मैं कहूंगा ये आर्टिकल पे अगर 1 घंटा बैठना है तो बैठो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But if you understand the article, you understand many things about the economy. So what are the questions that you will want to ask? What are the questions you want to search? So कायदे में क्या होना चाहिए? You must make a list of these questions for the week. और एक दिन बैठो on the internet, give yourself 2 hours and clarify all your doubts. हाथ के हाथ मत करना. I mean article question लिखा और Google search कर रहे हैं. उसमें क्या होगा? You are searching, you keep on drifting. Article खत्म नहीं होगा and you spend 2 hours on the internet. We don't want that. So you need to have a list of questions you want to search. So what does it tell you about Indian economy? Is it justified? Okay, देखो G20 countries में all type of countries हैं, and many of them are developed economies. हालांकि some of the European countries like Norway वगैरह नहीं है G20 में, understandable, ठीक है. So of the G20 countries, unlike many of them, not all of them, many of them, India is a developing economy. CPI is retail based, as in what the consumers buy. Consumers buy housing, consumer buy automobile, consumer buy electrical equipments, okay, all type of purchase that we are doing. Okay. So what this tells us is that consumer buying behavior mein food is a very high important category. We are still not at the developed level where all other things are also equally important for us. The bulk of the population हमारा जो है, it is concerned with, it is probably more, I'll not say obsessed with, but it has food as a priority. So it's a statement on India's economic development levels. कि हमारा बाकी सारा छोड़ के, education भी important है, okay, but वो सब इतना important नहीं है like agriculture, food. So in a developing country like India, where we still have agrarian economy, our purchasing capacity is less. Food continues to be our priority. It makes sense that food and beverage is having the highest weightage. A 45 hoga ke 48 hoga, that's not my concern. My concern is it is highest, understandable, and it tells us about India's economic status vis-a-vis many of the other G20 countries. Is it okay all of you here? If I want to manipulate my data as a government, मेरे बड़ा आसान है. CPI से ना food का कमा दो weightage. Like I can do that, right? Okay. But that will be unwise. फिर वो data management हो गया ना कि economy management. This is understanding based. So ऐसे questions होंगे. I hope you got the point here. So some questions are comprehension based and some questions will be understanding based. Make a list of what you want to search. Okay, fine. एक और question लिखो. Another question is, why do you think the author is referring to, why do you think the author is referring to policies have to be quote unquote preemptive in nature and not reactive to the event? Why do you think the author is referring to policies have to be preemptive in nature and not reactive to the event? इसका आंसर आपके आर्टिकल में ही है. Yeah. Okay, what else? Yes. So अगर बना के लिखेंगे आप आंसर, बना के लिखोगे. Number 1 is that inflation control, खासकर food inflation control, is about managing supply chain logistics in agriculture. Okay, it's not about, देखो अगर monetary वाला होता ना तो आपने फट चेंज कर देना. It's about managing supply chain logistics. 1. Number 2, because it entails open market operations, release of buffer stocks. Okay, it's about managing external trade. So there is a time lag. There's a time lag between the changes effected and actual impact. So I was anticipating that most of you will mention time lag and keep quiet. वो तो obvious point है. पर story पीछे का कहाँ गया? Why time lag? वो भी important है ना? Because this is about supply chain. आप release करोगे वो हर आदमी के पास पहुंचना चाहिए. You'll start a trade thing. Okay, the goods coming in, goods coming out, going out. That will take time. Okay, so that is why there is a lag. So don't just say there's lag and keep quiet. Tell us why the lag. Okay, that's why you have to preempt this. आपको पहले से सोचना पड़ेगा, 3-4 months पहले से, before harvest. Okay, so that you can impact, okay, the prices properly. Right? I think most of you may have got it. Maybe the detail was missing. Okay, now one more question here. One more question. Now your article says, एक मिनट. Retail price of inflation of wheat is sticky. Retail price inflation of wheat is sticky. Why do you think this is the reality? ये understanding वाला है. This is not from the article. The retail price inflation of wheat is sticky. का मतलब क्या है पहले बताओ? What does it mean? रिटेल प्राइस इन्फ्लेशन स्टिकी का मतलब क्या है पहले बताओ? वो आराम से गिरता नहीं है. द प्राइस स्टे हाई फॉर ए लॉन्गर टाइम. ठीक है? It does not change very easily. Why? Why do you think in India's economy the wheat price inflation is sticky? This is your anticipation, your understanding. इसमें right wrong कुछ होगा नहीं. One conversation on this. Yes, Yashwardhan, but why? My question is why? Why? Now listen to what I am saying. आप उसमें add करना whatever you think, okay? And these are possible reasons. I did some search. I didn't find any good answer on this. One reason is, unlike rice, which is produced in many parts of India, okay, wheat का production is in a very small part of India. ठीक है? So rice का production is relatively more easy to manage. अगर crop खराब हो गया उड़ीसा में, maybe it's better off in Andhra Pradesh. If Bengal has an impact, maybe Assam can give us something. Okay. And lot of rice is produced even by the western states. Punjab में भी rice है, UP में भी rice है. Okay. So rice का production is more widespread. Okay. And rice production is more. That's one reason why it is not as high. Okay. Whereas wheat production is in a smaller pocket. One. Number two, wheat production is more resource intensive. Zyada water, more fertilizers, more pesticides. It's more commercialized in nature. Okay. तो उसका जो price है आराम से गिरता नहीं है. It's more commercialized, it's more input intensive. Okay? Next. Now, wheat consumption जो है, bulk of the consumption is by a population that is not as poor as the rice eaters. If you compare the population that eats rice and eats wheat, which population do you think has a better economic status? The wheat eaters. Okay, they are richer farmers. They have got better economic systems for themselves. Rice is the very poor ones. जब इकोनॉमिक एबिलिटी अच्छा होगा ना, okay, they are more resistant to changing their buying patterns. So अगर प्राइस बढ़ भी जाता है wheat का, they will not stop their consumption. They keep on buying the same amount of rice. ठीक है? So it is the consumption pattern of wheat. The consumption pattern of wheat does not change despite its price. Wheat is an input intensive crop in India. Wheat is not grown uniformly in many parts of India. तो wheat में supply constraint ज्यादा है. Is it okay all of you here? That's one reason why wheat का price is more sticky compared to the price. अच्छा एक और है, wheat का जो MSP है वो काफी high है. Okay? So even the procurement and the open market operations में wheat का price गिरता नहीं आराम से. So these are questions that are beyond the article, understanding based. Fine? Okay. The last question on this is the proposals that Ashok Gulati suggests, are they a good strategy to manage food inflation in India? Are they a good strategy to manage food inflation in India? अब आपका ओपिनियन पूछ रहे हैं. This will be definitely understanding based. So एक बहुत important aspect of your current affairs reading is you must come to a stage where you start questioning some of the article views. और ये मुश्किल है, why? Because the guys who write it are experts. Like इनका काम ही है research करके लिखना. But do you have the capacity of saying, no, I don't agree with this. Yeah, I agree with this, but maybe partly. In some cases, I can dismiss this. So I'm asking you, what is your opinion? पढ़ के तो, okay, it is fairly convincing. But did some of you have a doubt or not? दोबारा question पढ़ो आप. I'm asking you, do you think, okay, whatever suggestions Ashok Gulati is giving us, it is a good strategy to manage food inflation? If yes, why? If no, why? Yes, tell me. Good for the economy, yes. Okay, fine. That's about it. Okay, fine, ठीक है. Is this a good strategy? I'm not saying कि इन्फ्लेशन कंट्रोल करना अच्छा है या बुरा है. वो तो हम कन्विंस हैं कि अच्छा है, कमाना ही पड़ेगा आपको. वो तो पॉलिटिकल कंपल्शन भी है, इलेक्शन जीतना है अगर आपको, भी लिख दिया इसने. ठीक है. द पॉइंट इज द सॉल्यूशंस, आर दे द गुड स्ट्रेटेजी? यस. कोई प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, करेक्ट. तो आपका आगे ड्राउट एंटिसिपेट करके आप थोड़ा सा वेट होल्ड करना चाह रहे, कहना चाह रहे हो, फाइन. इसमें राइट रॉन्ग नहीं है, अंडरस्टैंड प्लीज. डोंट बी स्कैर्ड ऑफ गिविंग योर ओपिनियन. Okay, I'm asking a question. I'll tell you how I will change the direction of the conversation in this. Okay, inflation कमाना इसमें तो कोई डाउट नहीं है. But is it a good strategy to control inflation by this or not? So one point I got was कि dumping can be bad. Okay, maybe dump किया, प्राइस गिर गया, और आगे जब ड्राउट सीवियर हो गया तब आपके पास स्टॉक है ही नहीं. Okay, that's one point. ठीक है, okay, fine. What else? Yeah. It will impact Indian dairies. There will be a flood of foreign products in the long run. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so yes, तो इसको कैसे हैंडल करेंगे? देखिए, if I was writing the answer, I would treat it at 2-3 different levels. Number one is looking at the short-term concerns, looking at El Nino this year, looking at droughts this year, where already lot of stress hai because of pandemic issues. Economy is yet to revive for lot of the rural farmers. So this is a good strategy. Short term में food मिलेगा, short term में price घटेगा, short term में the stress will be less. ठीक है? But if I look at the long term, this type of open market operations from buffer stock is not a good solution. The actual solution lies in increasing farmers' harvest. Okay. अभी क्या है, फार्मिंग हार्वेस्ट की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, अभी कह रहे हैं कि हार्वेस्ट खराब होगा आपका. You're only managing from the buffer stocks. Long term में you need to have good harvest. You need to have, okay, not the prices getting, okay, say insulated. You want to have agriculture getting insulated from the droughts and the monsoon vagaries. So this policy is a good policy for short-term inflation management, maybe for this year post-pandemic, but long-term this is not the proper process. Okay. This solution may look good for inflation control in food security, but this is not a solution for overall food security and overall nutritional security. ये सारा गेम राइस व्हीट मिल्क में है ना. What about, okay, other nutrients? What about pulses? What about oil seeds? Okay, what do you do about vegetables? So that's also the important point. So if you're looking at an overall strategy, short term this is nice, long term he's right. We can't afford to have too much of import of foreign brands. It'll impact our domestic dairy industry. Long term we need to take care of agriculture harvest. Exactly, Ronak, very nice. We need climate resilient agriculture. We need climate forecasting, long-term climate forecasting. I need to have, okay, I need to have drought resistant seeds. I need to have farmers' ability in terms of improved incomes, not simply cheap food available in the market. Is it okay, all of you here? Yes, millets also, absolutely. Like rice, wheat पे पूरा खेल चल रहा है इसमें. That's the bigger consumer, I understand that. But even millets, pulses, I said oil seeds, range of dairy products, horticulture products, vegetables. In fact, vegetables also account for very large inflations. खासकर onion inflation, tomato inflation. We also have impact of sugarcane in the inflation. वो भी important consumer है हमारे. Yes. ठीक है, all of you? So this was just demonstration of कि आपका article reading कैसा होना चाहिए. So take yourself, take 2-3 minutes and write the last points down. जो मैंने बताया अभी लिख लो अपने words में. Short term, long term. Okay, not simply buffer stock management, not simply open market management. Resilient agriculture. Okay, improve harvests, monsoon forecasting. Okay, doubling of farmers' income, okay, nutritional security, all of that. All good here? तो जो question पूछा था मैंने, did your summary have answers to all of that or not? That is your check. Okay, some of it will be comprehension based jottings and some of them will be understanding based jottings. So my verdict is good article, good solution, but maybe, और वो कहते भी हैं, okay, that this is for this year. So now if I'll ask you, tell me, do you think the article name was appropriate? Is this actually weatherproofing of food security? This is probably, okay, El Nino proofing for 2023. If I want actual weatherproofing, I need climate smart agriculture. If I actually need climate proofing, I need to have drought resistant seeds. Okay? This is not an overarching solution to all climate based food supply issues. I question the article's wisdom. I'm questioning the article's name and some insights that we have from the articles. Yes, Vivek. We can talk about institutional reforms. Absolutely. हम pricing कैसे करते हैं? The role of middlemen क्या होगा? तो यहां से चला जाएगा discussion towards agriculture reforms. ठीक है? Okay. So now you have a second article. It's अभी करना है, बाद में करना है? बाद में करना है? Destroyed all of you. अच्छा एक काम करते हैं फिर, आप क्वेश्चंस लिख लो ताकि आप जब पढ़ें you know what questions to answer. The first question is, what are the major developments? What are the major developments in the new possibilities in the Middle East? What are the new developments in the new possibilities in the Middle East? इसमें 5-6 पॉइंट्स हैं. ठीक है? Number 2, what are the factors that have contributed to the policies, the possibilities? What are the factors that have contributed to the development of the possibilities? Number 3, how is the US recalibrating? How is the US recalibrating in the new regional calculus in the Middle East? How is it recalibrating its role in the new regional calculus in the Middle East? Next, what is the reason do you think? ये जो पहले का जो मैंने 3 क्वेश्चन पूछा है ना, these are directly comprehension based. ये आर्टिकल से मिल जाएगा आपको. But the fourth one I'm asking you, this is some understanding also. I'm asking your opinion. What do you think is responsible for? What do you think is responsible for Pakistan's drift? Responsible for Pakistan's drift and its reduced relevance in Middle East. Was this drift, same question में, was this drift a conscious Pakistan's choice? ये पाकिस्तान ने जानबूझ के किया ये चीज? Was it a conscious Pakistan's choice? Question mark. Comment. Comment. Next question. अब क्या सेकेंड पेज में द लास्ट बट वन पैराग्राफ में एक फ्रेज है, नॉट द रिजल्ट ऑफ मैवरिक वर्ल्ड व्यू. ओके, मैं आपको दिखा देता हूं कहां पर है. सेकेंड जो आर्टिकल मैंने दिया है उसमें है. ओके, यहां लिखा हुआ है. ओके, द एंटी अमेरिकन tirades were not the result of maverick world view. ठीक है? explain what this means. क्या मतलब है maverick worldview? तो ये भी understanding based है. You must know a bit more than the article itself. Okay? Next, write down. Why did the US cultivate Pakistan? In its earlier Middle East strategy. ये भी comprehension based है. In its earlier Middle East strategy. Next, write down. Why is it tempting? Next question. Why is it tempting to frame India's possibilities in Arabia in terms of geopolitical competition with China? In terms of geopolitical competition with China. And why does the article say that it is unwise? वो tempting क्यों है और वो unwise क्यों है? Why is it unwise? The last question is, okay, why does the author talk about the changing geopolitical situation in Middle East? The changing geopolitical situation in Middle East is not really about China-US rivalry alone. It's not about US-China rivalry alone. Explain. ठीक है? So you will do this on your own then? Okay. You all have, now please just wait, give me another 5-6 minutes. You all have this list of articles now. ठीक है, आपको हमने 19 articles दिया है. You will summarize this. Okay, you have, okay, almost more than 20 days for this, or approximately about 15-20 days for this. Okay, do this work. You need not read anything else. Articles में ही पढ़ना, और ये अप्रैल के articles हैं. Okay, and I have given you a range here. We have articles from economy, from IR, okay, articles from science and technology, articles from environment. Okay, आप यही focus करना. And the next class will take up some articles from this, plus we'll give you more articles for the month of May. And we maintain this cycle month after month. Friday is your class. कितने बजे class हमारा? 2:15, right? 2:15, please attend that class. And Saturday do your test. We'll take another 2 minutes. Nitish and Devender, please. Let them explain to you, आपको resources कहाँ मिलेगा? And where are the questions? Because I'll start tracking your test performance now. आप test सारा platform में देना, website पे check करना, and we'll keep a track of what you are doing. So make sure whatever queries you have, you ask us and clarify it. Yeah. Just another 5 minutes, we'll be done with this. इतना देर बैठे हो तो another 5 minutes not be anybody. Okay. So
yes, I think on है ना? खोलो 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 खोलो, ओके तू खोल दिया। आवाज आ रही है ना? ऑनलाइन बंद है क्या? आई थिंक आई एम ऑडिबल नाउ। सो इफ यू गो टू दिस सेक्शन, ये करंट अफेयर्स का सेक्शन है राइट। यहाँ पे डेली करंट अफेयर्स पे जाओ। अब आपको दो चीजें मिलेंगी। पहली चीज तो गैजेट रहता है डेली बेसिस पे, आप लोग पढ़ लो, मतलब बहुत ही कंक्रीट। ऐसा है कि पहले के टाइम पे आप बहुत सारे वेबसाइट्स पे देखोगे तो 18-20 आर्टिकल्स रहते हैं, बहुत सारे करंट अफेयर्स रहते हैं। इट्स नॉट वेरी इजी टू समराइज देम, या फिर पढ़ो, देवेंद्र सर आपके फैकल्टी है तो आपको बताते होंगे। बहुत ही कंक्रीट में आपको 8-10 टॉपिक्स ऐसे मिलेंगे जिसमें 200 वर्ड्स तक का मैक्सिमम जो पढ़ना चाहिए वही रहेगा, एंड एडिटोरियल 1 या 2 मैक्सिमम रहता है। तो वो आप करो। उसी के ऊपर ना आपको क्विज मिलता है, जैसे ये तो आज का है, तो आज का आई थिंक हाँ सैटरडे के दिन पे अगर आप जाओगे तो ये क्वेश्चंस आप अटेम्प्ट करो। यहाँ पे भी आप देख के डाउनलोड करके कर सकते हो अगर आप ऑफलाइन देना चाहते हो, या फिर अटेम्प्ट करके क्विज लॉग इन करोगे तो वहाँ पे अटेम्प्ट आ जाएगा, यू विल गेट द रिजल्ट्स। ठीक है, डेली बेसिस पे भी अगर आप गजेट करोगे ना विल गेट अ क्विज। ठीक है, इसमें आई थिंक पिछले वाले वीक में yes. तो यहाँ पे भी आप डेली बेसिस पे भी जाओगे तो यू कैन अटेम्प्ट दिस क्विज एज वेल। ठीक है, तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट पार्ट। सेकंड, जो भी जीएस जहाँ से भी कर रहा है या हमारे पास से कर रहे हैं, कहीं से भी कर रहे हैं, वी हैव दिस इनिशिएटिव। आई डोंट नो इफ यू गाइस हैव सीन इट ऑन यूट्यूब और नॉट। यूट्यूब पे तो एक चलता है हमारा मास्टर प्रोग्राम राइट। तो एक कोर्सेज सेक्शन में आप जाना, यस दिस वन। ठीक है, इसमें ना दो चीजें होती हैं। एक तो डेली बेसिस पे आपको प्रीलिम्स के क्वेश्चंस जाते हैं, पांच क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं, सब्जेक्ट वाइज रहते हैं। यू कैन सॉल्व इट आइदर ऑन यूट्यूब पे ही जाके देख लो, या फिर यहाँ पे आके आप सॉल्व कर सकते हो। डे वाइज आपका रहेगा, लेक्चर भी रहेगा एंड टेस्ट भी रहेगा, तो यू कैन अटेम्प्ट द टेस्ट हियर। यहाँ पे मेंस की क्लास है, तो मेंस का क्या रहता है कि क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर डिस्कशन रहता है, बट यू कैन ऑल्सो राइट द आंसर्स। आप यहाँ पे आओ, आंसर सबमिट करो। टेस्ट 1 का जैसे सबमिशन का टैब खुलेगा, you can submit the answers and we will be evaluating it। जो भी mentors हैं हमारे वो evaluate करते हैं डेली बेसिस पे, कुछ बच्चे अटेम्प्ट कर रहे होते हैं, तो you can also do that। ठीक है, तो इस वाले कोर्स को इट्स फॉर 0 रुपीज, कोई कॉस्ट नहीं है इसका। you can enroll in this course, आज ही कर लोगे तो ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा। एंड मैं तो बोलूंगा कि डेली बेसिस पे एक भी आंसर लिखते हो तो इट इज गुड फॉर यू राइट। आप कहीं पे भी पढ़ रहे हो लेकिन जीएस का एक आंसर कम से कम लिखने की कोशिश करो, एंड इवेलुएट करवाओ। मतलब खुद से कर लिया आप, अगर पीयर इवेल्युएशन करते हो तो भी सही है, बट इवेलुएट करना जरूरी रहता है। पहले खुद ही चौड़े होके कि यार मैंने बना के रखा है, लिख के रखा है आंसर, यार मैं तो सही हूँ, कर रहा है। पहली चीज कंसिस्टेंसी रहती है। दूसरी चीज, कोई भी मेंटोर है तो आपसे ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है, एग्जाम के बारे में ज्यादा जानता है, तो दे विल टेल यू एग्जैक्टली कि कहाँ पे कमियां हो रही हैं। ठीक है, समझ में आ गया? ठीक है, आई थिंक देवेंद्र सही है ना? ठीक है गाइस, आई थिंक वी आर डन हियर। थैंक यू सो मच।